Hi there, I hope everything's okay with you, but there are many people, things are not right. A tale many years ago circulated around the internet, telling the story of a man who just received a prize for his special crop. At an interview, he responded that his secret was to share the same good quality seeds with his neighbors. His reasoning was simple. Due to the wind, whatever his neighbors planted would end at his field anyway. So it would be better if they were his own seeds, which will prevent his crop to get spoiled. I think that's probably the best approach for migration, and this is the second reflection on that. At the present moment, instead of investing so much money at preventing migrants to enter their countries, it would be much more successful if those leaders sent their good seeds to the places from which migrants would come. Still, that's not a complete solution, as in the past many countries did exactly that. But instead of cooperating with others by giving them their best seeds, they invaded them, culturally, economically, sometimes even in a military way. An important tool to solve the migration problem is to have a holistic vision for the whole process. And for that, I would like to use two examples. The first one is related to the fact that in many places in the world, like Portugal and Medellin here in Colombia, rents are increasing much more than the local reality due to migrants coming at very high numbers. And most probably, rent is not the only thing that is experiencing a disproportional increment. On one hand, good laws may prevent that to happen, or at least give locals a chance. For instance, we could have a controlled value for products in general, including rent, for the locals, give them also priority over foreigners. It's not difficult to do. On the other hand, in terms of holistic vision, every time there is a migration inside or outside the country, there is a change in the whole universe of the people who are already living in that place, risking a chain effect. Government and organizations in general can create associations to understand that chain reaction and give alternatives. In the case of Portugal, there are lots of small cities that could receive migrants, most of them tourists or nomad workers, and be benefited by the presence of those people. And a similar idea can be applied to the beautiful Medellin, surrounded by many small towns. The second example is related to a friend of mine. At some point, he decided to use his skills as a business consultant to define a vision of the future for his family. I thought it was an incredible idea, and at the end, the conclusion was clear for them: to immigrate to another country. Even though he was quite established and his wife was the general manager for a great company, they went on with that idea, and they are still living there. By using the holistic approach, we realize countries tend to delay acknowledging the migration of their own people outside. Most spectacularly, it happened with Venezuela many years ago, and for a long time the government there didn't want to recognize the obvious. Millions of people live in their country. It was ironic, as I could see them from my own window. Instead, if the government accepts its people is leaving for any reason, they can study, they can research, find out the main groups that leave their countries and offer them even some preparation for that. They could provide a chance for those people to find out their goals in terms of migration and to understand which skills they must develop. There are many benefits, but the main one I see is a goodwill from those people towards their birthplace and the possibility of their participation in several local projects. It would mitigate a brain drain and minimize the scarcity of certain professionals. I know this sounds like a dream, but I do feel it is possible to solve the present human migration, at least partially. Your ideas, what are them? Write in your comments and send it to whoever is interested in the topic. See you next week. Bye bye.